Yeah, all good. So hello everyone. This is Yogesh Shrivastava from Reboot Your Life community. And as all of us know that the purpose of this community is to touch and transform as many lives as possible. And we have taken a goal of touching 1 million lives. And it's through collective efforts only that it will be possible. It might not be possible for me to, touch 1 million lives. And that is why this community is created. So, and with that purpose, we have a guest every weekend. That is on Saturday. So our first guest was Mr. Hemant Pati, and then we had Ms. Parul Malhotra as our second guest. And today I am very honored and privileged to have our guest for this series, Elena Georgiou from Cyprus. Let me introduce you to Elena. Elena is a life coach. She has done her master's in sociology and anthropology. She has also done a lot of research on violence, abuse, and other issues which are affecting our society and children especially. She's also a certified life coach, certified by NCEF UK, and also certified by the Human Resource Development Authority of Cyprus. Island country. It has a population of around 2 million, as per my information knowledge. Elena will correct me if my numbers are not correct. And basically, they speak two languages. One is Greek, and the second I'm not very sure about it. So I will request Elena also when she is talking that she talks about her country as well. So I'll not take much of time. I take this opportunity to welcome Elena Georgiou to this session, and I'm pretty confident that all of us will be immensely benefit with her knowledge, insights, and wisdom. So over to you, Elena. Thank you very much. So I will request you to talk something about your country and about yourself, and then I will also request you to take us through your journey, how it has been so far, and what has triggered you to reach where you are today, and yeah, and what has what has triggered you to reach where you are and rebooted your life. So over to you, Elena. Once again, I welcome you. Yeah.
Thank you very much for inviting me as a guest to your community. I feel very honored to be a member. There are a lot of beautiful souls here, and I really appreciate that. So I will just begin by telling you that I like the name you gave to me, a Crusader, and it fits me. Yes, that's me, a fearless warrior woman. That describes who I am. And I want to add up that I felt not enough in my life, but I managed to replace it by owning responsibility. So I am going to speak from the perspective of the wounded child that I was. I'm in a position now to help youth and their parents to reach that point of replacing that feeling into achievement and celebrate with them, because I have made a lot of achievements and I know how it feels. I am an achiever and a winner in life. I know both sides of the coin. So I have gained an academic education, master's, bachelor's degree, life skills coaching diploma. And yes, I am certified. I gain awards. And also I was a candidate member of the Parliament of Cyprus, but I wasn't elected last year, 2021.
That's
yes,
so wonderful.
But I took that journey. Thank you. Yes, it was a surprise. I just wanted to tell people. So I took that journey because my intention was to change the laws of domestic violence in my country, because something wasn't working right and there was an increase in domestic violence and nobody cared, and I wanted to reduce it and by implementing stricter law. So I come from an abusive background. I was stuck in an abusive marriage for 20 years, abused, bullied, manipulated, and rejected. And that's why I went to educate myself to help people escape from abuse. So my old story was full of struggles, pain, anger, hard work, hard lessons, sadness, feeling lost, confused, misplaced in this world, didn't know where I was going or what's next. So as a survivor of abuse, I can tell you one thing, that there is life after abuse, and I am a living proof. And what happened in my life did not stop me to become who I am today, a fearless warrior woman that wants to mentor youth and help them become who they are, the real you, courageous, vulnerable, authentic you, without conditioning, without rules and norms, and help you peel off all the layers one by one, because I know how. And I'm here to help you get out of the dark tunnel, because I had to push myself out of the tunnel. And although of being a single mom of 3 children, after escaping from abuse, I managed at the age of 38 years old to enter university. The university I also work for 22 years now. And I did that because in my heart, I felt not enough. And I wanted to change that and took steps to make it happen. So I couldn't afford to pay my master's degree, my fees, and someone that believed in me and saw my potential lent me the money. And I was studying. As I was studying, I was awarded a scholarship and a sponsorship from the government, and I managed to repay my loan and save money. So it was the first time I followed my heart doing my master's, and I did that. There's a reason, and I'm going to tell you the reason. Because my master thesis was a case study in the university that I worked, and it was about bullying and harassment. And my thesis work was beneficiary for 8,000 students in that institution. And we now have an office that's handling these issues, procedures, structures, policies due to my hard work. And although my name was never mentioned, and even after the hard work I have done, I don't care, because my heart told me to do it. And I felt fulfillment by doing it and managed to bring change and safety in 8,000 students. And I was trained by the best coaches and trainers and therapists in the world, but still in my heart, I felt not enough. So I invested a lot of money for my growth, transformation, and my evolution journey. I became a published author of inspirational books, and I have even had my own Amazon authors page, and a lot of people around the world can see me now. And I use my creative flow in writing because I didn't allow my voice to speak, because in my heart, I felt not enough, and writing allowed me to speak my truth. But today, I'm speaking and I'm shining my light, and writing became my passion and my healing weapon to get out of the dark tunnel. So I felt unwanted, misplaced in this world, and lost, confused, out of purpose. And also I was a wounded child that needed love and caring, and needed to find my purpose and kind of see my uniqueness and my greatness. I couldn't see it. So to feel I had the right to be here, fully present in this world, and the earth supports me for all my endeavors. So my passion of writing and expressing myself on paper managed to get me out of the tunnel. So I'm here in front of you today to tell you that if I didn't follow my heart, I wouldn't be able to heal my wound. And what that means is that I wouldn't also allow myself to follow my calling and bring change in young people's lives, or anyone that wants to start a new journey with me, because that's my calling, to heal. I know what it feels to be not enough, to be a wounded child, to be unwanted and misplaced in this world. I know because I've been there myself. I know also how to get you out of the dark tunnel and into the light, and show you how to shine your light, your worthiness and your uniqueness. So I'm fully committed to be the role model you're always wishing to have by your side. And because I just had enough to see young people suffering in this world, and I care about them, and I want to help them and serve. I want to serve. And as I said before, I was trained by the best mentors in the world. And I have been taught a lot of things, and I'm just going to mention their names and what they have taught me. My first mentor was Dr. Tracy Campbell from USA. She taught me about the positive formula and how to become from nothing to something. So I learned that some people are not born with a happy gene in their DNA. So we can train ourselves to be happy, and I can train you to do that. And I also wrote a book. This is my book. It's in Greek. I wrote a book about the 10 steps because I got inspired from my mentor and her teachings. And it's a procedure of 30 days, and it can change your subconscious mind. This book is in Greek. And so this is my second book, Live Life to its Fullest and Never Look Back. And it's on Amazon platform. So anyone can order it right away if you want to change your life. So in this book, you can find chapters of my Greek book. So it's kind of has all the procedures in here too. Okay. So my second mentor was Tony Robbins from USA also. And he taught me how to unleash the power within, the power of the giant that we all have inside of us, the warrior power that makes us get up every morning to conquer the world, to build an empire. Also, I have been taught that when we feel unsafe and unseen, not understood, we have to take responsibility and replace all these emotions and be our true, vulnerable, and authentic self. Because it's safe to be your truth and it's beautiful. And I can teach you how to do it. And my third mentors, there are two. It's Anna Nikos Voyakakos, they're Greek, from the Life Alphabet. I did an experimental seminar in systematic thinking and practice on the phenomena that governs human systems. So it emphasizes in intimacy relationships, family systems, and working with Bert Hollinger's systematic representation. And the object here is the phenomenon and how the solution is ultimately guided by the problem and following traces of the movement. So it's about movement and a solution to one's problem is found. So movement is essential in our lives, and I can teach you how to move and go on. My fourth mentor was Mark Wentworth and Color for Life. So this mentor taught me about having no expectations in life and to have courage and vulnerability and how to shine my light. And whenever I feel I'm not enough, I kind of remember his words. So he taught me also how to calculate numbers and use color to find your color path. I'm a yellow warrior according to my birthday, and I'm happy, cheerful, and sunny. You can see that. So I'm a life path 3, and I'm wearing today my yellow because I'm embodying the warrior within me. So I'm in my power now, and I want to be in service to help people solve their issues. And so also my name and surname, Elena Georgiou, and if you calculate it and translate it into numbers, I'm on the rose path, and I'm speaking today from the place of the heart with love. And this path is direct contact with spirituality, and I also am a guide to those that lost their way and help people heal and make their dreams come true. And my fifth mentor is, I read Carl Jung's theories, and I did that because last year I lost my dad and my whole world collapsed, and I identified my wound that kept me feeling not enough and how to heal it. So I wrote my third book. I didn't publish it yet. I'm just going to show you the picture. I wrote Ava's book, and Ava in Persian means the voice. So Ava has a message to all wounded children that felt not enough. And Ava speaks from the heart with love. So I managed to heal my wound through forgiveness by meeting my dark, nasty friend called the Shadow. And after my dad passed away, I found myself in an unfamiliar place. It was a place of complete emptiness. After all the achievements I have done, I felt empty. and life had no meaning. I needed to heal my wound to be able to move on. So I used to journal my thoughts, and it's a very useful method. And it's a kind of method I'm going to use with youth that I'm going to be helping them out to uncover what's behind the scenes of their life. And the shadow consists of all the things that are unacceptable, not only in our society, but also in our own personal morals and values. So traits being good are accepted, while others being bad are rejected. So I use a method that I call integration of the shadow in 3 steps. So do you want me to go on and tell you about my new story?
Elena, I think I have a couple of thoughts in my mind, so I would request you that we, discuss them out, and then we'll take it further forward. So the first of all, I would like to congratulate you and thank you. It's an awesome and very very inspiring story. How a woman can come back, fight all the lows of the life, from an abusive relationship and lot of hardships to a place where you have authored 3 books. In fact, I did not want to introduce you as an author. Of course, I have already mentioned it in the event, but I thought because you have your books with you, so I thought it would be in the fitness of things if you talk about those books. And
Yes.
inspiring. Uh, yes, I vouch for your pursuit for excellence. So let me share with the audience that I met Elena in one of the sessions of Tony Robbins. So that's how we came to know each other, and then we interacted, and then I requested her to be part of this Reboot Your Life community and strengthen it and uh, spread the message of transformation of life, changing life, impacting lives of others. And she readily agreed to it. And she has not only been a member of this community, she has been very, very active member. In fact, she has been one of the pillars of this community. So I have acknowledged it in one of the posts also, because she has. And now this is an international community. I think we have representation of more than 30 countries as of now, as of today. So with only very very selective group of people having representation of 30 countries, uh, the credit goes to Elena. A lot of credit goes to Elena. So Elena, wonderful. Yes, can you hear me clearly?
Yep, I hear you.
Yeah,
I'm here.
yeah. Yes, yes. So before I move on to next question, because as I mentioned, we are having representation from so many countries, and many people would not be, familiar with your country. So a brief discussion, a sentence or two, or maybe slightly more, as per your convenience, about your country, your people, and all those things. Then we move on to the next thing.
Oh, okay. I come from Cyprus, and I just want to add up that Cyprus is, we had a war back in 47 years ago, Turkish invasion. And at that time, me and my family left Cyprus. We went to the States because we had family, we had relatives. So I lived in New York, and you know how it is. You leave from a war zone and go to another country. So USA was my new country, and I felt so safe and so happy in there. And then after 3 years, my dad had told us that we're gonna relocate back to Cyprus. And what happened is that I didn't want to go back. So I had to go because I had to follow my dad and mom. So I returned to Cyprus, and I didn't know a word of Greek, nothing. And everybody was bullying me because I had an American accent, and I even get bullied now. People don't accept me because I like to speak in English and write in English, but okay, people don't know my story. So when I returned back to Cyprus, I didn't know any Greek. So it was like starting over again, and I never felt safe. USA, I felt safe. Because, you know, it's not only me, it's all the people in Cyprus feel that feeling of unsafety because of that war that happened. And now our country is divided in two. We have the Turkish part and Cypriot part. And it's kind of, you know, if I want to go on the other side, I have to show my passport. It's like being a tourist in there. And yeah, it's the situation in Cyprus. But it's a lovely country. If anyone wants to come, we have lovely beaches. We are sunny people. We're very hospitable and very good souls. And I will be glad if you come, and we'll show you around. And if anybody in the group wants to visit, you're welcome.
So you actually you are you know, you are personifying that saying that the strongest trees grow in the strongest winds. So you come from a nation which is having a history of conflicts, wars, and all, and then you move on because of that, and because of those adversities, probably your learnings and your determination has been very strong, and that has shaped your personality and your thoughts and beliefs. So wonderful.
Yeah.
So okay,
Yeah.
carrying it on further, you would like to add? I think you were talking about something about your story. So may I request you to continue with that, and then we'll come to next question.
Yeah. Okay. So my new story now is that I am a special, unique soul, and a lot of people are considering themselves lucky to have met me. And I am part of the movers and shakers of this world. I want to make an impact, and I'm most responsible of getting things done and helping others achieve their dreams, and to contribute my only intention for the betterment of this world, and to be in service, and to influence any child that is entrusted in my care to become a better and happier human. So my massive purpose and grand vision is that my mentoring program that I'm starting now is to be a success and bring massive change to the parents and children, and give them the tools to unlock their treasure that they hold within and make an impact in the world. So this program that I created is for single parents or parents that are in the same house, they're married, and especially youth. And I have a why. It's because the greatest issue that youth is facing isn't the dropout rate or drug issues or even teen suicide, but it's the feeling of not being wanted or not enough. So I'm here to mentor young warriors to lead a successful life and gain consciousness, wisdom, and bliss. And I want to make this impact in their lives and kind of use my gifts and abilities that I have in service to humanity. That's my only intention.
Great, very fantastic. So one thing which occurs to me after listening to you carefully is, probably not much thought was being given towards the next generation. So everybody was talking about transforming one's own life. So probably when I listen to a lot of speakers, influencers, motivators, a lot of gurus, a lot of teachers, and because I myself invest a lot in my own growth and development, not much thought is being given to the next generation, to the children. So it's very good that you started thinking about the next generation, the posterity, and especially in today's context when social media is it has become kind of addiction, especially in youth. So I was reading somewhere they say that the youth today has more information in 1 hour because of the technology than the president of India, president of United States has in his lifetime. So you have more access to information in one hour than president of United States used to have in 1995, not today. In 1995, the president of United States, the information, the access to information which he had with so many agencies at his disposal, the world over. So now, while it is helping us, it has transformed lives of people, and making things easier for us. A lot of new things are emerging, like AI is emerging, and then ML is there, blockchain is there, and the new latest thing is the metaverse. In fact, I was reading somewhere, I am not able to recall the name of that scientist. He's very famous. If you can give me just a moment, I'll get his name also. So what he says is, going forward, we have a threat of machines overtaking human beings. So maybe not in our generation, may not be in next generation, but maybe after 2-3 generations, there is a remote possibility that machines would start dictating to the human beings. And if you have read Stephen Hawking, he said that human beings should migrate to some other planet as well, because not because of the technology. Technology could be one thing. It's not precisely for technology, but it's because later or sooner this planet is going to be extinct. Now, these are the futuristic thoughts. So what you are doing is for the future generations. So coming back to the agenda, now what I find even in my own home, there is a generation gap. There is a generation gap between my elder sister, elder daughter, and the younger daughter. So there is a gap of around 9 years in both of them, and I find the elder daughter's thinking and her approach is quite different from the younger daughter's thinking and approach. So so within 10 years there is a generation gap. So if as a parent, if you have a grown-up child in teens, so you might be somewhere in the 40s or 50s. So then that means there is a gap of 4 or 5 generations between you and your child. So I just wanted to understand from you, how it is impacting the children and the parents when there is so much of gap between the child's aspirations and parents' expectations.
Okay. So you're right, there is a gap, and youth are suppressing their emotions within. They are ready to erupt. They bottle up their emotions and they kind of lost their voice, and they don't express their emotions. They just project anything they have within. And I will make it more simple for everyone to understand. So they aren't aware of this situation, this whole thing. So I give an example. When somebody triggers us an anger or another unwanted emotion, maybe anything else, that emotion is part of us too. It's already inside of us. So we already have it, this emotion within us, even if we refuse to acknowledge it or refuse to own it. Because sometimes I might tell people, maybe a friend tells me, my husband is very angry with me all the time. And I tell my friend, it's because you have the anger inside of you. That's why he's angry. And you are projecting it to him. So my role as a youth mentor is to help them identify these nasty parts. It's the shadow parts, the emotions, the unwanted behaviors, and heal them. And the work I do with shadows is to discover what is hidden within us and to gradually heal these aspects of themselves. And the only thing about shadow work, because when someone hears shadow, it's kind of scary, but it's not. It's to make the cautious and unacceptable acceptable. So it's like kind of shining a light and making our shadow smaller. And Carl Jung himself stated that everything that irritates us about ourselves can lead to an understanding of our own self. So there are many youth in today's society that don't have a positive role model or an influencer in their lives. So it takes just only one person to change that child's life. And that's my role as a youth mentor, to be that role model in his life and help them improve, be their trusted guide, and help them make positive decisions, form their values, or realize their potential, how unique they are, and help them create realistic goals. And I will make them realize that change doesn't happen overnight and setbacks occur. And whatever happens, they don't have to stop but continue moving. And I will help them move and teach them how to steer their ship in the storm of life, and also teach them that we cannot direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails of our ship and embrace life with all ups and downs. And that's a big breakthrough I had in my life, that I had to embrace life, because last year when my dad died, I was complete empty inside of me. I just embraced this and said, I'm going to embrace this emptiness, and I'm going to accept it. And that's when I managed to escape from this horrible, terrifying journey by meeting my shadows.
Yeah,
And
Elena, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, please continue. Please continue.
I was going to say that what do parents want? Parents want good children, right? So all the parents in the world want good ones. They don't want bad ones. So parents work on a common goal, and that is to praise their children. So all parents praise them. So all this praising is anchored in our mind. So good behavior always brought us rewards. So the opposite brought us punishment, correct? So if we were expressing negative emotions or feeling unacceptable or doing something not good, we were labeled as bad children, and that led to punishment and disapproval. So all the parents want well-behaved children, but all the children around the world have something in common. They do misbehave at some point, don't they? So we each possess the capacity to love and to hate, peace and anger, joy and depression. And that's the duality of life. And it's like two opposites that stand together. It's like ups and downs. We all do have. And we can't have in life all positive things. There is the opposite side. It's like we have good and we have bad. We have happy and we have sad. We have fulfillment and we have emptiness. So I was in fulfillment and then I felt empty. But my role then was to get out of that thing that was called emptiness, right? And go back to fulfillment again. That's the trick. So we all have to be taught to repress our emotions and our qualities, and we lack the ability to suppress our emotional energy. That's bad. And we were taught to push down negative emotions, like don't cry in front of others or don't shout, or, you know. So our shadow holds the key to unlocking everything we ever wanted. So once we push ourselves away from that shadow, and a new door will open up full of joy. And the hatred represents your hatred towards you. Sometimes when we hate somebody, it's like you're hating your own self when you hate the other. And we all lack self-awareness to catch our darkness. So and self-honesty to admit it. But if we manage to do it, we will become whole. And the shadow is anything that we can't see and don't know about ourselves. So our cautious mind tells us that we already know ourselves, but that's not true. So 90% of our behavior is unconscious and 10% is cautious. So every young child is an open container, like a sponge that observes energies, attitudes, behaviors. So this child knows also kindness, love, generosity, but also learns anger, selfishness, nastiness, and greed. So unfortunately, even if we have learned bad behaviors from our parents and our teachers and other authority figures over us, all these people that we have encountered in our lives are hard lessons, you know, they really weren't aware that they project those kind of behaviors to us. So some phrases parents tell their children, and you can see how, when I said parents praise their children, they tend to say certain phrases. I'm going to give you an example. This is yours. It's all for you. You're my precious little one. You are special. So this is the praising part. We have been programmed by our parents. So as children, we depended on our parents and we seek approval, and learn that certain attitudes are accepted and others are not. So at the age of 18 years old, the shadow is formed. It's a critical stage of our lives. So the task is to get to know the shadow and integrate it back to us. So our cautious personality is divorced from our personal shadow. So the shadow runs behind the scenes without us knowing it. And Carl Jung stated that until you take the unconscious cautious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So shadow integration puts us on the road of authenticity and wholeness, and helping us return back to us, back home, where we belong. That's where we belong, don't we? Without the conditioning.
So thanks, Elena. In fact, you have discussed in great detail about the solution, but something which is still bothering me is about the problem, the root cause of the problem. So I was talking about the generation gap, and you made mention of various situations which you yourself have undergone in your childhood, and mostly the physical violence, the physical abuse, and all those things. But in today's context, probably what is bothering me is that today's children are exposed more to online abuse. There's a lot of bullying which is happening online, a lot of, especially girls, and online abuse and all those things. So what are your thoughts on that, and can you quickly tell us how is it your solution, your proposition going to help the children and the parents?
You mean that if a child is bullied and all that?
Online internet bullying, internet abuse, and they are falling into trap into so many things. Probably even there are certain sites which are not suitable for children, but then they are either accidentally or they exposed to those sites, or they the friends share that, okay, this is something which is interesting, and that teens people, the children go to those sites and then get trapped. uh, Sometimes abuse, sometimes exploitation, sometimes bullying by the children themselves, within the children community, and maybe by the adults as well. So what are your quick thoughts on that, and how do you propose to find a solution to this?
The solution is all these things is to teach them that these are distractions. And also distractions, maybe social media, maybe their friends. And it's to show children or young people, to show them what life is about and what opportunities life gives them, and how to attract and manifest opportunities, and how to teach them, like I used to teach my children about gratitude, to write 10 things every night about what are they grateful for. So, or also to teach them how to quiet their mind, like meditation. I know parents don't know how to do that, but there are guided meditations in YouTube if they want to use, or we have to teach our children how to quiet their mind. To when they quiet their mind, they can see how beautiful essence they are, because social media and all these are distractions, and they're distracting our human existence in this planet. I'm not saying that it's not bad to go in social media. Yes, okay, but there are people there that they get influenced, especially young people in Instagram. They get influenced because maybe a certain famous person goes traveling around the world, or they buy expensive clothes and they put the pictures there. So that's why they sometimes feel not enough, because maybe they don't have the perfect body, or the perfect whatever in their life. And we have to teach our children to be grateful for everything we have, even if it's not what they want, even for this, to teach them that simplicity in life. Simplicity is everything in life.
Yeah. So very important. I think you have brought out very important points, which, as a parent, we have to take care. And as a crusader, as a youth mentor, are you able to, help the parents and the children in this particular direction when it comes to social media abuse, or the physical abuse and all those things? And how do you handle that? So quickly, in a minute or two, if you could kindly throw some light on this.
Yeah, I can suggest them how to use time. Time is really precious. It's like sometimes I use it too. I have a timeline that I'm very organized. So I say I will spend this amount of time doing, in social media. We spend the other time working, and I have a time to rest, because we need that too. So I can kind of guide young people and parents how to use their time correctly. Because, some young people might stay too long holding their phone and in social media. And then what does that happen? Their mind is tired. They get lazy. They don't want to get out and meet their friends, fresh air, to rest their minds. And they need to be trained to do this.
So as I understand from you, there is a very, very structured program for that, wherein you take care of all those, issues and concerns. Is my understanding correct?
Yes, anything. Even if they want to pick up the lessons and try to find what kind of major they want to do, or what kind of degree, or even what's their life path, or what they're passionate about. And we can find that also, what kind of life path they want to proceed.
Yeah.
Do you want me to
Right.
tell also?
Yeah, please. Yeah, but we have to wind up in a
To...
couple of minutes. So I would request you, if you could quickly cover the points. Then I have a couple of questions more, and then maybe we can sign off. Yeah.
I can I can tell everybody that some methods I use for my mentoring program, just quickly. So the first method I'm going to use, so the parents can know exactly what I'm about to do, is necessary steps to achieve their dreams, using the 30 days methods I created in my book. And that includes journaling your thoughts, daily written exercise, meditation, and affirmation. The second method I use is the 4 archetypes: the warrior that wants to do things and get the job done, the king and the queen archetype that wants to be in service, helping people, and the magician archetype that wants to create magic, and the lover that knows how to love and follows the heart and sings the one song that is the calling, the mission, and the purpose in life. And the third method I use is to overcome the problem using movement and body language, music and songs and dancing. It's kind of a playful procedure that I'm using. And also using numbers and colors to break codes and give meaning to your life, and using it as a self-awareness tool. And the fifth method I use is a fifth archetype, the wounded child, and it's a kind of steps I use in my book and the methodology. And I want to say about my book that I haven't published yet. If anyone wants to be notified when I'm going to publish it, we can put my contact details in, I don't know, in a post or in the end, so people can reach out. So I just want to close up and say that I'm looking forward to serving you and your children, and because I'm committed to making this impact in the world. And I want to close with a message to the parents. So I want to say this to the parents that are listening. Open up to love and be love. Be the light in their lives. Smile, dance like no one is watching. Be playful with them and teach them and each other to take responsibility when either of you are feeling unsafe or unwanted. Stop having expectations or criticizing or controlling each other, because you will make them feel closed. So your role as a parent is to make them feel safe, seen, and understood, to be able to open up to love and to be love, to be their true, vulnerable, and authentic self. And I can train them and show them how to do this. Okay.
Yeah, so wonderful. In fact, I would have loved to continue this conversation because there is a lot to discuss on this topic, and but we are running out of time, so I'll not take much of time because we have already exceeded the time allotted. But it's a very interesting and very important topic, and probably I would love to catch up with you again after some time. But before we sign
Of
off,
course.
3 things I would like to understand from you. One is, if somebody wants to reach you, how can they reach you? So maybe you can put in chats in the chat once we are done, or maybe whenever it is convenient to you, so that people can reach out to you if they
Okay.
have any clarifications, doubts, or if they want any kind of solution and they want to go with you. So that is one thing. Secondly, we could not discuss was about the challenges which the single parents are facing. So if you could quickly, maybe in a sentence or two, touch upon that, and then probably if you have any more thoughts, you can add to that. Yeah, please.
Okay. So for single parents, I know that majority of single parents feel lonely and helpless and hopeless, lack of identity and lack of confidence, and feeling not enough, lost, confused. I know that because I've been also a single parent. So the most common problem that single parents face is money, time, and child concerns. So there's never enough of the first two and much of the third. So parents must create a support network, and that means to seek help. I'm here to mentor them also, because I'm still a single mom, but my children have grown up. But I walked in your shoes, and I know how to help. And reach out. Don't stay alone. And there are people out there that want to help you.
Yeah. So thank you, Elena. I think it was wonderful interacting with you, and I would again like to re-emphasize and reiterate that this is our own community. This basically is
Okay.
a non-commercial community, but where there are experts, there are consultants. If they have some solutions, people are free to interact and people are free to avail those services. And we as a community do not charge anything. For us, it's a purely non-commercial venture. The idea is to help people in transforming their lives, the life of the children, their own families, and unleash their true potential. You know, as a human being, we
Yes.
are only tapping probably 10% of our potential, all of us broadly. And what I found that, while there are solutions available, but sometimes, some solutions, most of the people don't know, they are not aware what is available, and they they're, because of the lack of awareness, not only for the solution but also for the problem, what is the root cause of the problem. So I think with these thoughts, this community came into existence, and it's wonderful having people like you, who are actually giving their time and energy and helping the community grow stronger, and thereby the society and thereby the humanity. So I once again take this opportunity, and on behalf of the entire community, Reboot Your Life, as also on my own behalf, I thank you for your time and thank for your valuable insights. Thank you, Elena. We'll catch up again soon. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Okay, bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, bye bye.